Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the Stuff HD video. I was gonna say podcast. It's not a podcast. It's you're watching Stuff HD. This is Javier, aka Stuff, and here we have
El X.
El X in the house with me. We are under quarantine, but you know X lives not. It's almost next door.
Yeah,
right?
almost
like
next
the
door.
apartment next to the apartments where we are, but it's the same apartment complex. So,
Yeah.
So that helps because you know it kind of sucks to be quarantined all by yourself. So at least here we can do some videos and stuff like that.
Yeah, we're definitely not going out partying or anything like that.
No. We did get some food delivered to us via DoorDash. You know, I was gonna say, like, if you're using DoorDash, make sure to tip those people because they're really helping out right now.
Yeah, for real. You know, especially because you know some people still have important jobs to do.
Yeah.
You know, delivering. You know, as much as we kind of like think, oh, it's just delivering. No, but at this time, like
That's very.
We're fortunate to be able to work from home from our regular jobs. So we don't have to go out, but you know, so we appreciate that there are people that are taking those jobs that we need right now. So we're taking it serious, you know.
Correct. And you know, on this video, I don't want to go too long, but I there are a couple of things that I wanted to address. Just give my opinion on them and get your opinion also. And you know, some of the stuff that I keep seeing. And we'll discuss first of all. A lot of people are very upset at the fact that you know so many things are closing and we've never we've had viruses before and we've never done this. You know, like what's going on? Why are we shutting down everything? Like why is my life being inconvenienced by this basically? And all I can say is in the past we haven't done this. But in the past, we've also lost a lot of people because of the coronavirus. So, I mean, because of other viruses. 2009, we lost many people because H1N1 or the swine flu. So, you know, like, it is precautions that we have to take. Every year, we lose anywhere between 12 to 60,000 people in the United States because of influenza. So my thing is, do we really want coronavirus to become so big to a point where we can't contain it? And then we end up having to just live with the fact that you could get influenza or coronavirus. So now instead of 60,000 people a year, we're going to start losing 100 to 200,000 people a year. I don't want that.
Yeah, and especially because like it takes a while for you to even feel the symptoms of coronavirus.
You could carry coronavirus and not know that you have it.
So like you can go like a week, 2 weeks, contacting different kinds of people depending on your work. You might work in a school. You know, if you're a teacher, like you can easily transmit that to kids, and then those kids transmit it to their families, and that's how it spreads, right? So we're trying to reduce the impact of it. So, you know, so a lot of us are taking the time to self-quarantine, stay in the house, you know, do our work from home if we can, you know, only go out when necessary, you know, to get food. And at the same time, when you go to the grocery store, get what you need. You know, don't go, you know, like me, I don't go overboard because I know that there might be other people who have bigger needs than I do, you know, because I consider myself a healthier, younger person, but there might be older people who may not have, you know, the ability to get there on time, and by the time they get there, you know, the toilet paper's gone, you know, necessary hygienic things may be gone, and then they are even more vulnerable than before. So
correct, and that is the other point that I wanted to make. Like, a lot of people are like, well, why are people taking all the TP? Look, it doesn't make any sense. You know, personally, I think that this is something that we have created because of social media, our own social media. you know, my theory, and this could be totally off, but I'm like, okay, one person probably bought a whole bunch of TP because they didn't know what was going to happen, and then somebody posted a picture somewhere that became something that people started sharing. Then the news saw it, and 24-hour news cycle, they got to talk about something, and right now you got to talk about coronavirus. So here's something new to talk about coronavirus. So then they start talking about it. So even more people hear about it. So even more people are like, oh crap, I better go buy stock up on TP because apparently it's all going out. And then the people who did not fall into the hype, the people who kept calling all those people stupid, they end up without toilet paper to buy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, so in a way, like, yeah, I agree with you. That shouldn't have happened, but at the same time, it's like, well, who's stupid now? Like you're left without any TP now. But yeah, honestly, like the coronavirus, as far as I know, it doesn't even cause diarrhea or anything like that. So.
Yeah.
So you should be okay with whatever amount of TP you normally buy, like, and I get it. Like, a lot of us don't know what's gonna happen. We don't know if we're gonna be able to go to grocery stores in a week or a few days or whatever. Like, 2 weeks ago, I wouldn't have imagined that I would be stuck at home, working from home every single day. Yeah. Which, I say stuck. I'm an introvert. For me, it's like glories.
This is fun. Yeah.
But things have changed, and we don't know what's gonna happen. But at the same time, we can't go too crazy. For me personally, watching this, I don't want to say it's funny because it's not, but it's interesting because I'm like, it's a tiny little bit of what I lived in Puerto Rico after Maria.
Oh, yeah.
But we actually had reason to be worried. But even then, grocery stores were always open. We had a curfew and everything, but you were able to do whatever within the curfew. You learn to adapt and survive, and there is no reason to go buy a ton of TP. Just buy whatever, maybe buy a little bit more than what you normally buy just to be sure. But like if I go to the store and there's a pack of 96 rolls or whatever they come in, I'm not gonna buy 96 because I live by myself. Like that would be a very long time before I run out. I do think I mentioned it's probably gonna be good for a lot of TP companies because we tend to be very attached to our TPs. So we don't tend to, like me, I'm a charming guy for life.
Really?
But now people are trying other brands. Whatever they can find.
And they realize that, okay, I don't have to buy this expensive.
Yeah, like turns out that this other one is just as good. Yeah. So.
Yeah, and with any disaster, I hope that there's like a learning
honestly,
moment.
Yeah,
this is a good learning moment for a lot of things, not just like one like.
For me, I keep saying, to me, the coronavirus is probably, and I know that this sounds wrong because people have died from it, and I don't want to make that sound like any less, but it's almost like a blessing because it has shown us how unprepared we are. This should have never gotten to this point. China, I'm like, China from the beginning, when they knew about it, they should have just come out and said something. And the whole world should have sent their researchers, their people over to try and contain it there before it became a thing. But then China, from my understanding, they kind of tried to hide it. And then when it came out, like, it was already out there. So, yeah. But I even remember that here in the United States, we were not taking it seriously until it became a bigger thing here in the U.S. And all of a sudden, it's like, oh crap, we have a problem, and here we are now. So,
like especially like how we spend money for resources, because a lot of times we want to spend our money on like certain types of defenses, like military defenses.
Military, yeah.
But like we don't understand that viruses can be even more deadly than any nuclear bomb, like, because it like it can spread silently,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
and that's the most dangerous part. That, you know, even if, like, you know, a lot of people were saying that, oh, this was a government created virus.
Yeah.
Okay, even if it was, this is exactly the reason why we need to spend more money on understanding how viruses, like, can be created and how they can be spread, and ways to stop the spread of viruses.
Having teams specially made for this. Now, I don't believe that this is something created by any government, because really, nobody, as far as I know, is benefiting from this. Other than maybe charming TP companies, but no, Puro. But no, really, nobody is benefiting from it. There isn't a single country in the world that is not losing a ton of money right now because of this. So no, it's not something created by the government, my opinion, anyway. But yeah, definitely, you know, I keep saying, even though I don't think this is something created by the government, I wouldn't be surprised if Russia, China, the United States, maybe North Korea, I wouldn't be surprised if they have people working on creating viruses.
Yeah, because there are, like, departments to create chemical warfare, kind of a thing, so, which is crazy. But
it would not surprise me if there's that type of stuff going on. And right now, like I said, if this was an actual deadly virus that was able to hide itself, and again, not saying it's not deadly, because plenty of people have died from it, but if it was like a real, like, zombie apocalypse type of virus, we failed the test because it's already out there. Like, it made it way farther than it should have, and this is what we're having to do now in order to try and contain it. And I'm okay with that, because it should be contained, because, like I said, we could go from 60,000 deaths in the United States a year to 100,000, 200,000, and nobody wants that. You know, my final point that I wanted to make is, a lot of people, I get it, a lot of people make jokes about it, because they either don't really believe in it, or they make jokes about it because that's their way of dealing with it. But, you know, I would suggest to be a little bit more careful, because, like I keep saying, it's all funny until somebody you love has it, and then they die from it, and then it's not funny anymore. So
yeah, like, you can find humor, because we need humor to deal with stress, and it's okay to be humorous about certain things. I just think that you shouldn't attack somebody for being worried about it. You know, like, if somebody is legit worried about it, like, don't say, oh, you know, you're being a snowflake, or you're being like, no, like, people have serious concerns, especially if they have people who might be more vulnerable than some other people. Like, there are concerns, like, take people's concern serious. Like, yeah, you can, like, joke, and because, you know, we joke about a lot of things, you know, to kind of get us through life, because life is hard, so you have to laugh, you know. You have to laugh. Just in my opinion, if you're gonna joke, but don't make it like it's less. Yeah. Like, you know, don't. What's the right word? Like, take away its importance. I guess, I don't know. And for those of you who are taking it super serious and you don't want to hear anybody joking about it, you know, try to relax a little bit too, because, like I said, joking is how some people deal with things, and it doesn't necessarily mean that they don't care. You know, it's just like, and especially, like, if you're on, like, Instagram or things, like, if you want, like, legit, don't go to Twitter, don't go to Facebook. Like, go to reliable sources. You know, there's, you know, a lot of the CDC and all these different things. Yeah. You know, you'll get more accurate information than if you go to Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, whatever. Yeah, last point, which I wasn't even gonna make, but I'm gonna make it now. Facebook, horrible source of information. Okay, always check. If you're going to forward something, you know, because you read something and you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna share it with people. Like, do a little bit of research. You know, it takes like 5 minutes on Google.
That way you don't end up being corrected and you end up looking like an idiot. And more importantly, you don't go uninforming people. You don't go telling people something that is not true, because that's worst.
Yeah, just like in college where you had to find like 3 sources of data that say the same thing from reliable sources,
Reliable.
Yeah, like don't not TMZ or things like that, like reliable things like medical journals and things like that. But like one of my biggest takeaway of this is just like not only how fragile society can be, because one little thing can kind of devastate like the whole world, but also realizing who are people who do important jobs. Like, schools are closing, so there's no teachers, and teachers have been before this whole virus thing, a lot of times teachers, I don't think they are as appreciated in our society. Like, I remember like my parents in Mexico, they're like, oh, teachers are like lawyers, doctors, like they have a high stature, but here
it's usually like you should be a doctor or a teacher.
Yeah, like it's like, but now like a lot of times parents, teachers, and I'm not gonna go into too much detail. I can kind of do this in a different podcast about it. But as teachers, sometimes are not as appreciated, and now I have like I'm a teacher, so I have parents who like online they go like, oh, what kind of work should I do with my kids? Like, oh, see now now you realize how hard it is.
Now you want my opinion. Hey.
Yeah, so now imagine dealing with like 30 kids in a classroom, 30 to 40 kids, but not only like teachers, but also like even like waitresses, the service, because now you can't even go eat at a restaurant.
Yeah,
you're not supposed to, because so waitresses, like all the people who a lot of people consider like lower level workers, like they are the ones who make this country run. Like a CEO can come and give good ideas, but if there's not a good worker base, like our society can crumble so quickly. Look what's happening now. Like our society, like the economy is tanking because nobody can go out and do certain things. So just appreciate everybody who does any job in our society. I think you just have to appreciate that. So that's one of my biggest takeaways from this.
Indeed. All right, so that is all the time we have for this. This was supposed to be a quick 5-minute video, but this is how we do.
Yeah.
But yeah, just wanted to let everybody know that I'm good. X is good. We're all good here, and I hope you guys are taking care of yourselves, and that's it.
Yeah, and if you're an extrovert, just meditate, take deep breaths. Because I know there's a lot of people who just need to be out. Like, even if this was not a thing, we would not be out anyways. We would probably be doing the same thing right now.
Yeah. I have to admit, for me, it's been pretty sweet. Like, not just the staying home part. Okay, for me it's easy because I'm like, oh, you want me to stay home and not go anywhere? I was kind of planning on doing that anyway, so sure.
So if you wanna, if you need somebody to talk, if you're by yourself, you can always send me a tweet on L.X
or
Instagram. Send me memes. I can use a good laugh.
Same here. You can reach me on Twitter or Instagram at Stuff Networks. Yeah, Stuff Networks. I keep forgetting. I barely use it. Check out my photography at Javi _ pictures on Instagram. You can find you on
L.X on everything. Twitter, Instagram,
Snapchat, Tinder,
TikTok,
Grindr.
Not Grindr yet.
No.
I don't do Grindr or Tinder. Maybe Christian Mingles. No. What's the other one?
I don't know.
Facebook dating? No, I don't need to do that. I'm good with it.
You'll take care. We're out of here. Bye.
Deuces.